What's up, everyone? I'm Zach Westfall. Welcome to Beginning of the Week. It's Monday, March 13th, 2023, and we are in Asheville, North Carolina on this wet, nasty, dreary, rainy, gray day, man. So if you haven't hit the subscribe button already, hit that thing, man. And for all you new listeners out there and old listeners, we got this voicemail number set up for you guys. So if you got something to that you want to reach out to us with, a story or a celebration or something, is upsetting you about something, like your girlfriend's about to leave you or your boyfriend's cheating on you or whatever the case may be, let us know what's going on. You don't have to leave a name or anything like that, but we'd love to hear from you guys. We want to know who's listening. So, and that number is 828-630-9575. So so we're just gonna jump into this thing and see where it goes. You know what I'm talking about? So so what what you think, what you doing out there on this Monday? Hopefully everyone is working out the time change okay. Did it get you? Because I'll tell you one thing, it got me, It got me. I thought it was 6:30 in the morning. Really, it's 7:30 in the morning. So, nature's just, pulling that little dirty trick on me. And the thing is, I'm an idiot. Easy. I could say it out loud. I'm an idiot. And the reason I am that way is because I knew it was happening. And you know what? It still got me. So I guess I gotta say, nature 1, Zach 0. So, happy early St. Patrick's Day to all of you guys out there, and I hope you're getting ready for it. I hope you're out there in your yard or maybe your neighbor's yard picking out some 4-leaf or 3-leaf clovers and getting ready. Maybe you're out there coloring your face or dressing up like St. Pat himself, and you're just dyeing your hair and your beard all red, and then you want to surprise your spouse, so you dye your pubic hair green, or maybe you're just doing something special for someone. Like painting your girlfriend's, cat green, or maybe you bake some weed cookies for your aunt, and now she's out there, with a razor blade out there, just shaving her head and break dancing to House of Pain, because you made her those backyard boogie cookies, I guess. I don't know. That's what I'm going to call them. So, but whatever it is, I'm sure that they appreciated it just because, you were thinking of them. So, again, happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody out there. And, St. Pat's Day, it's one of those holidays where really anything can go down. Anything can happen. Especially in certain states and certain cities, where this is the only day where you can really let your freak fly, or let loose a little bit. It's where people can get away with things where they normally couldn't do during the year. One place in particular that I know of, more true than anywhere, is Savannah, Georgia. I lived in Savannah, Georgia for about 3 years, but for the first year, living there, we were in downtown, in the middle of downtown Savannah, and you see all sorts of strange things happen down there. And one thing that pops out or sticks out in my mind more in particular than anything, and I'm not trying to be tasteless or gross or anything like that, but we saw this one man. It was probably month 3 that we were down there. We really didn't know where anything was or we're still exploring and all that sort of stuff down there. But we saw this one man doing hopscotch with his own feces. Or maybe it wasn't his species, maybe it was someone else's, and they were just like lending it to him for a little bit, but like it was like it was a rental or something. I mean, I don't know, it got me, but I mean, we weren't really like sticking around to ask him whose it was, but man, this was the early 90s, and that's where the early 90s down there in Savannah, man. Boy, it was wild. It was wild and dangerous, and that's what made it so exciting, And every once in a while, man, I think back to those times, and I wish I was still living down there for a moment. But yeah, man, it gets wild down there. But St. Patrick's Day down there, man, around this time, St. Patrick's Day is practically a religion. Because, Savannah's got those Irish roots. So, they're hard up on that particular holiday. And man, they start early down there. They started 2 weeks ago to get things going down there. They're getting ready for the biggest parade in the Southeast. People come from all over the place on the East Coast just to come out to this parade, man. So, but down there, man, they turned everything green down there in Savannah during St. Pat's. They turn the water that sprays out of the fountains green. They even turn the river green. The streets are filled with green. Hell, one year, they took this white horse and they colored it green, and you know what? It never went back to white. They tried to wash it off. It had a hint of green in it. But when all this goes down, you see all sorts of people doing crazy shit. I saw this one woman, pulling her socks all the way up to her thighs, and she was wearing 2 shamrocks, that were covering up her nipples. That's all it was. So she had those sham nips, or whatever you want to call it. But you'll see all kinds of people out there kissing on each other, and you see, a bunch of green charms getting thrown everywhere, and necklaces coming out like it's Mardi Gras, and they got clovers on them, and if you, some of them say like Happy St. Patrick's Day, or Kiss Me, I'm Irish, or Kiss Me, I'm homeless, whatever it would say, but dang, man, let me get a little hit of this water. But dang, man, speaking of homeless, around this time, St. Patrick's, in Savannah, the homeless would have a dang field day, because after all the festivities are done and everything, they're picking up all the pieces and everything, and they're making some real some real arts and crafts out of it. I mean, they're really surviving off of the land, if you get me. Especially, there was this one white guy that used to roam around, from place to place. You always saw him around, and I don't know if he was out there, getting wet, doing that Mandy candy, that I'm talking about, that crack, that cocaine, that sort of stuff. But he'd always talk to himself, and he's always shaking, and like a dang like a muffler that's about to fall off a car. That thing's just ta 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 ta. But I think I'm trying to remember his name, man. I think his name was Wade, if I'm not mistaken, or what some used to call him was Dirty Wade. And yeah, you guessed it, it's because he's dirty. But this man, at certain times of, the day or whatever, he'd sneak into, some people had small backyards and they would put their clothes on a clothesline and everything. But this man would, break into their backyards and steal the clothes off the lines, while they were all drying and all that. And the next thing you know, you're driving down the street and you see Wade wearing your, your Tommy Hilfiger, or shirt, or maybe your Fat Farms jeans or whatever, because that was the style back then. But man, he was always getting into people's stuff, and I wonder what that dude's up to today. But around St. I don't know. I got dirty. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but around St. Patrick's Day, I guess he would, since everything was so, scattered all over the place, once everything was done and everything, he'd do his fair share of collecting the leftover memorabilia, all the trinkets and trash and all that stuff, and dirty shirts and hats and all that other jazz. And you'd see this dude, in the middle of May, still rocking this leftover green shirt from St. Patrick's Day. He's wearing the green hat that has, white clovers on it, and it's sparkling and it's glimmering off the dang sun that's beating down on you because, Savannah's hot. And, but what can I say, man? That man, Dirty Wade, was a true pioneer, I guess, for not, letting things go to waste, I guess. So, but anyways, man, what can I say? St. Patrick's Day down there, it's wild. Again, it's so wild. And again, shout out to you, Dirty Wade, if you're still alive. So. But man, speaking about getting wild, getting crazy, here in Asheville, yesterday, before, I was doing a bunch of errands and everything, but I went into Walmart and I saw I was getting a couple items, and I saw a couple, I saw a couple middle-aged males, trying on those green beads, and they're being a little, I guess they're getting, I don't know, flamboyant or flamboyant, whatever you want to call it. And, they were doing, patty cake, back and forth with each other, and so, well, I'm trying not to, trying to watch my words here for a moment, everybody. Trying to. But I guess, these guys, they're trying on things, and, they're touching on each other and doing some funny bunny stuff, like putting damn gumballs into each other's mouths and patting each other's zippers and all that other stuff, which, hey, it's not my thing. And I really, don't care what you do. But, man, people are walking back and forth, like, looking at these guys like they're from freaking outer space. Like, man, what are these two males in the whatever aisle it was, like, they're all giggling and spritzing sparkles and glitter on each other and everything. And but it does seem sort of, around this time of year, people of the same sex, especially men, get a little more touchy-feely. I'm not sure if it's the green color or if it's the touch of the Irish, and I'm not calling any Irishmen gay, or anything. I'm just saying on this particular holiday, men get a little curious, a little crazy, and they do certain things that they probably wouldn't do again on any other holiday. And it's probably because, they've been drinking all day or whatever the case may be, because, day drinking, sometimes leads to other acts that I'm not going to get into, but you get what I'm saying, right? I mean, okay, that's day drinking leads to certain things. So, but hey, again, if you guys got any St. Patty's Day stories, St. Patrick Day stories, hit the dang voicemail up, hit that number up. Let us know. Tell us a story about, maybe your brother fell into a batch of dang, I don't know, Jello or something, and he about suffocated his way trying to eat his way out of it or something. I don't know. Whatever it is. So, but that number, 828-630-9575. Get at us. Get at us. So, but man, growing up, there was a couple St. Patrick's celebrations, that were pretty memorable. And, my senior year of high school, it was about the time where you're supposed to start applying to colleges, and, you're going to go check out the campuses and all of that. And so a couple of us, we packed up the car because one of my buddies was checking out, he was going to go visit Western Carolina University because that was one of the schools that he got accepted into. And so we decided to go down there during St. Pat's Day. And so that night, we went out to a party, and it wasn't a big house party, but there was probably I'd say 30 people there, so maybe 40. People were coming and going and all that stuff. But so one of my buddies, Joey, he's talking to this girl, and they were talking for an hour or whatever, and then you see them go mosey off to somewhere else around in the house. And I guess they were going into someone's room to go hook up or whatever. And no offense, to Joey or this girl, but she looked like, I don't know, man, she looked like every time she took a breath, the oxygen added like 0.3 to 0.5 pounds onto her body weight. So when we first got there, she probably weighed 160, and then by the time they started going into the other room and everything, she was she was 200 pounds, and no offense to her, she was a beautiful girl, but just not, I guess, up to my speed, I guess. And I don't want to say she was, big, but, man, let's just say gravity, wasn't good to this young lady growing up. Let's just say that, huh? I mean, she was short, little on the roundish side, and that's just what it was. But, so they go into the other room, and about 10 minutes later, he comes running out, yelling, she just farted on me, and runs outside. So, we proceed to follow him out there, and we're talking to him about what just happened. And so he's telling us, as they were as they're catching up on their oral skills, if you will, he was going down, down there to lick that plate clean. And so she wrapped her legs around his head, and like a wrestler would do, right? And then just let out this little tushy cough right on his nose. And one of my buddies said, "Oh man, I'm sorry, dude. It's just trying trying to play back this this memory and everything. You know, he's like, so what do you mean? What do you mean she farted on you? What are you talking about? And he's like, yeah, she got me in this wrestling move. And then I couldn't break away. And it happened so fast. And then she just fucking farted right on my nose. And then sure enough, man, that girl came outside and she acted like nothing even happened. You know, she just went out and just started talking to her friends. And that and so you know, after that evening and everything, you know, they stayed away from each other and all that. But he made a decision right there, right then and there, that if these people are doing that sort of thing, you know, he was going to go to a different school. But man, to be 18 and not know what's going to happen to you tomorrow, you know, there's just something very scary about all of it. But at the same time, it's so exciting too, because you don't know, again, you know, you're young, you know, to be young again, you know, when the only thing that matters it was making sure that, like, you didn't piss your parents off, you know? And even then, man, it was still good. It was still fun to be young, dude. But yeah, St. Patrick's Day. Here to here. Oh man. All right. So we got a text from a listener, and I guess, you know, we'll jump back, you know, we'll just jump right into that thing, huh? What you think? And again, that number, guys, if anyone wants to share something with us, it's 828-630-9575. So let's get into this thing, huh? Let's see if I can find it real fast. Sorry. I got this thing right there. Okay, here it is. It says, hey, this is Jake from Asheville. I was curious if you have ever wished that you could redo meeting someone for the first time. Huh. Well, hell yeah, man. Jake, I think that happens to everybody, man. You know, everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. You know, because, dude, the first time meeting someone is always scary, dude. You know? And people say to me, like, it seems like you don't have a problem doing that, you know, because you get along with people and you just make things just easier, you know. But you know, I do, dude. I do. All the time. You know? But I guess it all depends on, like, the situation and the environment that I'm in. You know? And it probably goes for you too, Jake. Like, you know, there's always the question that runs, man, what am I trying to say? You know, there's the question that pops up into everyone's head at some certain time when you're meeting somebody new. And that is, you know, what do I say? You know? Like, after I introduce myself, do I put one hand out? Do I leave my hands in my pockets? Do I stick my foot out? Probably not. I don't know. Do you fist? I'm not a fist bumper sort of dude. You know, I'll do it if someone else is doing it, just to, like, respect their space and all that stuff. But yeah, man, what do you say? You know, like, you know, how's it going? You know, nice to meet you. I mean, that's just regular basic meet and greet skills, if you ask me. But what about after that? because you're just trying to find some sort of common ground with this new person that's like that's in front of you. Now if you're on the computer and this and that, like you have time to, think about it and get your thoughts, in order. But when you're in front of someone, it's all freestyle. It's free form, and because what's going to lead to the next comment, what is it going to be? So I don't know. For me, it's easier if things just kind of happen organically, like yesterday, for example, I guess. I'll get to the point real quick. I was having lunch at this pizza place downtown, and I'm sitting there at the bar and all that stuff, and a woman comes up to the bar and she's sitting like 3 seats away from me or whatever, and she orders some food, and so I'm watching the TVs and all that stuff. They got sports over here, and because I'm at this bar, and just again, I'm not drinking anything because it's I'm trying to lean off of that stuff right now, or wean off, I should say. Not so I guess I wean on the lean, not really, but so I'm watching TV. And then, I kind of look down the way, and she's looking down the way, at me and that sort of deal. And then she looks at me and she says, "Hey, how's it going?" And I was like, "Pretty good. How are you?" And she said, "Not bad, not bad. How's your day been treating you?" And and I'd say this woman was probably in her mid 40s to maybe higher 40s, lower 50s. I don't know. Well, whatever age she looked like. But she did look like that girl off of off that, whatever that show is, CSI and CSI. Well, I don't know. I don't really watch that sort of thing, but she had that black hair and the pale skin. She looked, she looked like she just got out of a Trent Reznor concert or something like that. But I didn't catch her name, and so we're talking about the food and how she knows the owner and this and that. She's telling me like this is her favorite spot and what's good on the menu and all that sort of thing. And, so we're talking about 15 minutes or so. And, that's how the conversation's going. And then, she said that she couldn't wait for tonight. And I was like, what's going on tonight? And she said, she couldn't wait to go over to one of her friends' places because they were doing some black magic on this guy that had been cheating on her friend. And, I'll let you know one thing, man. I got rules. There are 2 things I don't really get down with, Jake. And that is, having sex with another male, count me out. Second one, black magic. And if you combine both of those together, man, you better damn pray for a cup of church, because I don't know if the Lord really likes maybe both of those put together. Maybe he could deal with them separate, just not together. So, but I don't know a lot about that sort of thing, that black magic thing. You probably you probably shouldn't be messing with it. But right when she said it, I clammed up for a moment because the conversation was going really well, and then I was like, oh no, now I'm afraid to say something to this girl because I don't know what she's that black magicker. Mad, yeah, she's practicing, the devil's artistry or whatever you want to call it. And, I'm just afraid to say something to her because I don't want her running home or running over to her friend's house, this evening. And next thing I know, in the middle of the night, my arm starts, getting smaller, or my testicles, are my eyes now, or something like that, But man, that just made me nervous, So like now I'm trying to, I'm trying to ask for a to-go box, and I'm just trying to get out of there. And the thing is, dude, my food hadn't even been given to me yet, so it's just certain things, man. But see, I didn't do that. Like, I didn't go up to her and say hello, But at that point in time, I wish I could have redone it, because I would have just said, like, if I knew that she was practicing that voodoo or whatever, I would have just asked for my food to go, and maybe go like sit up at the front and just be by myself for a moment and collect my thoughts. But yeah, man, I think we all kind of wish that we could redo a couple scenarios and situations that are that life throws at us sometimes. And I don't know, sometimes it's just easier to, I don't know, I wish I could redo some things. So sorry if I kind of strayed away on that thing, but yeah, I don't know. I wish I would have known, like, why you're asking the question, I guess. Did you ask like a girl out and you wish that you could have like done it differently? Like Groundhog Day it up. You fuck up one time, but then you fuck it up again, and then you fuck it up again, and you're like, dang, can I just like get some cards in front of me to let me know what the right thing to say is, or right direction to go to, or something, like, like Adam Sandler said in Happy Gilmore, God, give me the answer, something like that. Or was it Billy Madison? I don't know, whatever it was, but yeah, I don't know. I wish I knew more about what was going on with you. That's all. So, but thanks for the text, man. That was, I appreciate that. That's a good question, really. So, but, all right, man. So, what else has been going on? Oh, the Oscars happened last night. Huh? And Jimmy Kimmel, didn't get that Chris Rock, or Will Smith crackdown. And if you guys haven't seen it, you guys should check out Marlon Wayans' new stand-up. Because that thing, I can't believe he did an hour and 10 minutes just on the slap. Like, anyone, if you haven't checked it out yet, man, you should do that shit. So, but, oh crap. All right, guys. I gotta go. Thank you for joining us today, and hopefully your St. Patrick's Day goes well, and you don't you don't get into any accidents or incidences. Hope your aunt gets better off of those weed treats that you fed her and all that sort of stuff. And shout out to somebody who you haven't done in a while. Call them up and let them know that you're just thinking about them. And, but yeah. Anyways, all right, man. So I'm gonna roll real quick. Good to be with you guys today. It's always a good time in here. So, all right. Thanks for joining us. And like I always say, everyone out there, take care of yourselves, but really stay true to yourselves. All right. See you next week, guys. Peace.